We all know that maturity comes with age. As it turns out, this same theory applies to cars. Today, Victor Phillips will tell us how his 55 Bel Air started as a high-revving street racer, but matured into a show-stopping retro custom. Hello everybody, I'm Christine Danchuk and I'm here today with Victor Phillips and we are going to be talking about his 55 Bel Air. So Victor, tell me about the restoration process.
This is its second go around. Originally I bought the car when I was about 22 years old, found it up in Livermore, and it was a roundy-round car. They used to race the car, and got it home and went through it. It had a 327 at the time with a 4-speed. We de-stroked it, so we built it like a 302. And because, you know, the original 327 is a 4-inch bore, but what we did is we de-stroked it with a 283 crank, and you know, balanced it out really nice. And I was pulling 7,300. Wow,
and it held up.
It held up.
Very cool.
For it to rev up to 7,300 through the shifts was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You know, for that little 327. It was a Mazda a red color. And it looked absolutely gorgeous. And this is, you got to figure, this was when I was in my 20s.
So that was during the first restoration?
During the first restoration, and it was a single stage paint job. But back then, everybody was doing the Tri-5s, they were doing them two-tone. And I wanted to go a different way, and I completely did a red car. And it won quite a few trophies during that time. This was back in my early 20s. I didn't start my second restoration on it up until about 5 years ago. And I'm 24 now. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm 59 now. So you know, this is in my mid 50s, but I always wanted to do a high-end 55. So we took it back apart and put the 350, but it's a 383 stroked out motor, Tremec 5-speed. It's got a Ford 9-inch in it. 411 gears, hydraulic clutch, rack and pinion. It's got everything. I wanted to build a car kind of old school, new school, and that's why it has the Lexus seats in it. And I wanted something that was comfortable, reliable. I could drive it anywhere, but with a ton of horsepower. So do you drive it around town a lot? Yes, yeah. I believe in, if you're going to build something, drive it. Enjoy it, and that's the thing about the hobby. You have to enjoy being behind the steering wheel of an old car and getting the thumbs up when you're driving it. You know. And I love the interior. It's very neat. Tell us about that. Why did you decide to go with that interior? The old schools, the old 57. If you looked inside there, they built so much into them. You know, they took so much time. The character, and I wanted that character in the car. I didn't want someone to get in the car and say, "Oh, it feels like a Mercedes-Benz." You know, I wanted something old and I wanted some new. And then with the exterior color paint, it's really neat, the two-tone. Tell us about that. Why did you decide to go with those two colors, the black and the red? The black and the red were colors that were available back then, and but I wanted to improve upon those colors, and that's why it's a void red color. And if you look at the car, the black actually isn't fully black. It's got a red cherry pearl in it. Oh, okay. So in the sunlight, it really comes out, and it really kind of pops at you. That's what's neat about your car, is you still have some old cool features on it with a new updated look. Thank you. Yeah. And so do you have any cool stories to tell us about today with your car? I had told my wife about that I always wanted a black 57. And I ended up buying a black 57, put a big block in it, and you know, I ended up selling the car so I could afford to retire. Oh, and that was my retirement ticket. And do you miss the car? Yes. Yeah, and that was the only way that I could be able to retire and do what my passion really is, and that's working on Tri-5s.
Okay, so you do work on Tri-5s on the side then?
Yes, I own a small company. I work out of my garage and another garage. It's called Dream Car Restoration, and the reason I named the company is because I wanted to make some people's dreams come true.
Yeah.
But I love my car. I always will. I mean, it's been with me since I was 22 years old, so I think it's going to stay with me. They say that there's a price for everything, but I don't know.
It better be a high price, right?
Yes, it better be a high price. So if you want to offer me some money, throw it out there, maybe.
We'll see. Great. All right. Thank you, Victor, for joining me today. And thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.